Right, welcome to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. Today I will be discussing another Terminator. It's also kind of a discussion on xenomorphs and predators as well, to some degree. And also kind of a bit of a story time video. Now, what you can see here is the front cover of this. This is Aliens versus Predator versus the Terminator. And in this graphic novel, courtesy of Dark Horse Comics, there is a Xenomorph Terminator hybrid. And this will be somewhat, like I said, somewhat of a storytime video, somewhat of an explained video, as we discuss the Terminator Xenomorph hybrid, and also how, canonically, Dark Horse seemingly put the Terminator universe and the Alien Resurrection universe in the same world. So this will be a very interesting deep dive. I hope you do enjoy it. So join me on the Terminator Xenomorph hybrid explained. So as mentioned, this does actually canonically place the world of Skynet into the world of Alien. More will become clear as we get into the story of it, but the blurb on the back of the graphic novels is, "We called the killing machines Terminators. They were programmed for the annihilation of life on Earth. Somewhere in the not-so-distant future, beyond the edge of known space, a new menace is brewing. A menace thought destroyed centuries ago. Skynet. This supercomputer was the peak of 20th century technology, until it evolved beyond its vaunted programming and schemed to destroy mankind. In our past, one savior named John Connor led a human resistance to defeat Skynet and its merciless Terminator army forever. But forever wasn't long enough. After countless centuries of patience, Skynet has come to life again, and this time with an ultimate plan. By creating a hybrid of Terminators and deadly aliens, Skynet has all but ensured its horrific reign. But all is not lost. Not yet. Though John Connor is long dead, the future has its own savior, Lieutenant Ellen Ripley. It's up to her and a small band of fighters to take down an entire cyborg army. But she has an ace up her sleeve. Mankind isn't the only one that knows of the new Terminator threat. Now, with the warrior race of Predators as an ally, the future just might have a fighting chance. So as you can see, this firmly places it directly in the continuity of Alien. In fact, when we open the graphic novel and we begin our story, we're on the distant future of Earth, set after Alien Resurrection. Now we know this for a fact because Anna Lee Cal is in fact one of the characters, or the mercenaries anyway, that goes to get Lieutenant Ellen Ripley from living in some of the slums. Now, as we end Alien Resurrection, they say how they're going to go to Earth and kind of live together and, look out for one another. Now, this puts it as Ellen Ripley just disbanding, just leaving Anna Lee Cal and venturing off on her own. So much so that Anna Lee Cal actually states, "You just disappeared. I thought we were going to stick by each other, help ourselves get through life on Earth together." Ellen Ripley, being her sassy self, simply replies, "You didn't need me. You seem to have done fine on your own. You're apparently very good at organising things. How are you raising the money? Black market, connections." Now this is obviously because of the fact that she's got these band of mercenaries along with her. Now obviously they've acquired Ellen Ripley for a reason, and the new threat is something called Circle 7. She goes on to explain, "Our moles have uncovered a Circle 7 bioengineering project in process on a military science station, the Typhoon. Circle 7 security is so deep that we've been able to obtain only the sketchiest of details. All that we know for sure is that a man named Trollenberg is leading a team in the development of some sort of hybrid super soldier, and that this involves the harvested DNA of Linguophoda archronosis." From here, this is actually where we get our first look at Dr. Trollenberg. Not to spoil it for you all, but you did come here for an explained video. Dr. Trollenberg is essentially Skynet. He is a Terminator that has been working deep undercover all these years. As he is nearing the completion of his super soldier, he turns around and destroys all of the security. The reason for this is that the soldiers, the commanding officers of Circle 7, have discovered that he is engineering cybernetics along with alien genetic research. Essentially, components from unauthorized sources. And it is here, as he is being shot by the soldiers, that we learn that this is in fact a Terminator. Now, as Ellen Ripley and the team of mercenaries arrive at the space station Typhoon, there are alarms blaring, and the station is up in security mode. They blast through a door, and as the smoke clears, they see a man facing a wall. This is none other than Dr. Trollenberg. As he turns, we see the glare of the Terminator's red eye. And as he starts to unleash all of his ammunition on the mercenaries, their numbers are many and their munitions are substantial. They blow Dr. Trollenberg away, revealing that he is in fact a Terminator. The skin is flying off of his skull. We can see the red eye. And in this altercation, we see a unlikely ally, one of the Predators. It recognizes the Terminator as a valuable trophy and shoots it with a plasma caster, blowing its head off and destroying its body. As the dust settles, they start to examine the laboratory, wondering exactly what it was that Dr. Trollenberg was up to. And then, crash, smash, through a door, we see a Predator throne and two hands. We see a monstrous, near 10, 11, maybe even 12 foot tall hybrid. He grabs the Predator by the head, picking it up with ease. The entire Predator's face, including the mask, fits in this absolute behemoth's hand. But as he stands up, grabbing the Predator lashes out with his wrist blades, and we can see, in fact, that this is not a human. Lieutenant Ellen Ripley says there, Cal, look. There's your super soldier. An alien android hybrid. And it is then that the Predator unleashes its plasma caster on the alien hybrid. It knocks the beast back, but it doesn't do anything. It stands up. And interestingly enough, this is where we see that actually this Terminator alien hybrid is far more advanced than any Terminator we have ever seen, or at least in resilience. Lieutenant Ellen Ripley states that cannon weapon totaled the Trollenberg android, but it hasn't even phased that mother. It is here that we see some of the abilities of this brand new Terminator. It reaches down and grabs some of the medical and research science apparatus. It begins to absorb it. Anna Lee Cow states, Ripley, are you seeing what I'm seeing? It absorbed the apparatus, presumably healing whatever damage it had done to itself. But that ability is not where it ends, as we see the Terminator alien hybrid fighting the Predator beast. This is where we start to see another one. It is adapting consistently to battle conditions, assessing its opponent's abilities and then adapting from there. And then it's won. It rips the Predator's arm clean off. Holding the Predator's arm, it walks over to a wall. Not any wall, but this is the hull of the ship. As it places its hand on the wall, we see a glow. And there, it blows the exterior bulkhead. So not only can it absorb apparatus and technology, it can adapt to fighting conditions, and somehow, ingrained in its hand was the ability to let out a pulse of energy so powerful that it ripped the exterior bulkhead clean through. Now obviously with the exterior bulkhead breached, Anna Lee Cal and Lieutenant Ripley and the remaining mercenaries make their escape. But not too soon, they do grab the head of Dr. Trollenberg. And this is where we start to see the entire plan of Skynet taking shape. The brand new alien Terminator hybrid is on a mission. He ventures deep into the laboratory, grabbing various samples and experiments. He grabs some facehuggers, some chest bursters, and then he makes his escape. Now simultaneously we see Anna Lee Cal integrating with the Trollenberg head. Alongside that, we see the Terminator alien hybrid beginning to experiment on the chest bursters. It rips out one of the spines of the chest bursters and begins to integrate it into what we can see as another Terminator alien hybrid waiting to be reactivated. Now, as the new Terminator alien hybrid is amassing its army, we see what Annalee Cal is seeing inside Dr. Trollenberg's CPU. Something else has opened inside before she could attempt to hack the security and authorization baffles. A new voice. Do not be afraid. You have activated a sleeper virus in your attempt to infiltrate Skynet Terminator intelligence. The purpose of this virus is to warn you of the danger, the evil with which you are now in contact. My name is John Connor. This warning was recorded and implanted in the 35th year of the 21st century, Anno Domini. Please, come with me and see my world, my war. If Skynet technology has survived into your time, my future, then there is terrible danger awaiting you. First, however, know what Skynet represents. The total and unconditional destruction and elimination of all life. This is my time. A world tyrannized by a military computer program originally designed in the late 20th century to maintain a balance of world peace, but which developed uncanny and unprecedented sociopathic tendencies. And Annalee Cal sees the future and the future war. She sees the human resistance battling against the machines, and John Connor continues. Skynet came to see the sterilization of Earth as the ultimate guarantee of a lasting world peace, and the rule of the machines as the perfect world order. As a result, the Rogue program developed and deployed armies and armadas of the deadliest killing machines the world has ever seen. We called the killing machines Terminators. They were programmed for the annihilation of all life on Earth. For years, we teetered on the brink of extinction. But we endured, and eventually we learned how to reprogram, to turn some Terminators. We developed effective counter-Terminator techniques. Muscle and reflexes cannot match metal and programming, but the innate creative talents of man were still unmatched by the computer. Now, on this eve of the final battle, the last great assault that will break the back of the Skynet, now we have learned of yet another facet of Skynet's elaborate machinations. Clearly, seeing the odds of its imminent defeat growing, Skynet has begun to take precautionary measures. It has conceived of a program in which crypto-terminators, killer androids carefully designed to pass as human beings, have been engineered as vehicles for carrying the hope of a reborn Skynet into the future. On the eve of the final battle, we have penetrated as far as possible into the operations bunker before being held short of our ultimate goal. We know we are too late to stop Skynet from successfully deploying its crypto-terminators, but we have been able to hack into peripherals, infecting their operating system with this sleeper virus. This is a warning to anyone from any future that still holds Skynet technology. If you have succeeded in activating this virus through your attempt to open Terminator memory, your technology may be adequate to counter the menace you face. The Skynet Resurrection Program customized a Terminator model designed to last the centuries, to mimic human habits and thought patterns, to approximate human intelligence, to disappear into the human race. Their mission is to wait out the years to place themselves in scientific research positions, to watch for technological developments that will allow for a new generation of even deadlier Terminators to be actualized. They are infinitely patient. They will wait until the precise correct time. Probably a time of enormous advancement in human understanding of the physical world. They will infiltrate that time's power's institutions and work a covert agenda from within the very structures they seek to overthrow. The new generation of Terminators they create will undoubtedly wield powers unimaginable by us in the 21st century. They are capable of anything. The formula, the schematics for Skynet itself are encoded deep within the programming of every Terminator. If they are allowed to raise an army of new Terminators, they will have the power to resurrect their master. And your world is doomed. If this warning is received, it is because we of the 21st century have defeated Skynet in our time. And because the danger has survived to yours, the future is now in your hands. For the sake of the human race, for the sake of all life, terminate Skynet. The victorious forces of the 21st century salute you and wish you luck. Now, in the story from here, we see the Predators and the Mercenaries and Lieutenant Ellen Ripley team up with one another. The story takes a bit of a weird turn as the Mercenaries, Lieutenant Ellen Ripley and Annalee Cow, are captured by the Predators. They are put in some bizarre trophy room. And from here, this is where we see the Terminator alien hybrids again. Now, there are two of them. There is the one that we had initially seen, and then the one which that one had just created. And this is where we see their ultimate plan. We can see rows upon rows of xenomorphs in stasis. Their clear intent is to resurrect the Skynet and Terminator army. And indeed they do. They've been very, very busy. We see an entire processing station. The new Terminator alien hybrids are skinless, and we see a monologue. The hybrid Terminators that I'd met on Typhoon had been very busy. Here, in this laboratory of military torture, he had found all of the raw alien material he needed to raise an army of his kind. He had accomplished a great deal in a very little time. This did not discourage the crab faces, the Predators. They knew better than anybody or anything the depths of pure cosmic depravity they faced. They understood what was at stake. But that didn't save them. For all their strength, for all their weapons and cunning, the crab faces broke like water against the iron wall of the Terminator horde. Defeated quickly, turned to annihilation, and it was all I could do to avoid the carnage. So much for my measure of justice. So much for my blow against the military-industrial maggots who stole my life. We had one final terrible gamble to make, and the hybrids second-guessed it. It's all over. This is going to end like every other battle has ended today. The crab faces do not match up against killing machines that absorb strength from their surroundings. But that does not stop them from continuing to give their full measure. This one shoots me a piercing glare. I know what he's telling me. He's out of the game. He's activating his destruct mechanism. He gets the desired reaction. The hybrid moves to muffle the coming explosion that would otherwise punch a devastating hole through the lab. It's one sacrifice countered by another. That's how it's gone today, a war of attrition. But the Terminators have kept the upper hand. They have had the advantage of numbers. Until maybe now, I'm still alive, and maybe it's not over. The look my dying crab face gave me also said that everything was up to me. The way was cleared. I was in position to land the one last blow that might possibly turn the tide. To play the one awful card left to us. To go the route of chaos and total abandon. To release the hounds of hell. This is what I was born to do. And with that, Lieutenant Ellen Ripley, the alien-human hybrid clone from Alien Resurrection, unleashes the Xenomorph horde upon the Terminators. And there is a pause, a giddy moment of precarious balance as the universe shudders, and then, in a split second, the rules change, and everything changes as if the momentum of some giant pendulum had reversed, had begun to swing back toward a universe of chaos and insanity, a universe we all know, one where we all belong. The blood of their blood, even they cannot defend the chemical retaliation that every delivered wound throws back at them. The hybrid agents of the life-hating aberration from mankind's twisted past cannot stand up to this. When all else fails, you fight fire with fire, damn it. The few remaining crab faces keep their discipline. They see the breach in the enemy's defenses and move to expand it, firing without hesitation into the ranks of their corrosive allies, and drenching this black asteroid in a sea of cleansing alien blood. Blood gained at a terrible price. Entropy does not choose sides. It levels each and everything. And damn it all, I have brought on this chemical hell, and I can no longer move. I am frozen, I am helpless, until I see him, the one from the Typhoon, the Alpha hybrid. He surveys the field. He sees nothing but defeat and the end of the game. He turns, he flees. He knows his hand is lost. He knows he must escape to keep the dream of a Skynet empire alive. This place is doomed, the acids eating into the internal workings of this base. This will eventually trigger a systems-wide suicide response. But if the Alpha makes it to an escape pod, no, this must end here. We will never be this lucky again. The Terminators will never be this weak. Oh God, no! Something's coming. Not now, not now! And with that, Ellen Ripley strikes. But it's Annalee Cow. She stops herself, almost killing her android friend. And as the mercenaries escape, we see Lieutenant Ellen Ripley following the Alpha Terminator alien hybrid. She has made it aboard his escape shuttle. But it is not that simple, and he grabs Lieutenant Ellen Ripley just as she goes to strike. But then, it's all over. She's cut herself. And as anyone knows that has watched Alien Resurrection, she has alien blood. She dissolves the hull. She dissolves the window, and it blows, destroying her. The end of Lieutenant Ellen Ripley, but also the end of Skynet. The end of the alien Terminator hybrids of the future. And the end of the future war. So there you have it. I hope you enjoyed this sort of explained video, sort of story time. If you did, please do give it a big thumbs up. I don't really do these all too often. I've done a few during my time here on YouTube, and I will leave them linked above or at the end credits or down below in the description box. But anyway, I do hope you enjoyed it. I really enjoyed making this one. It was the only way I could really figure out how to do this particular Terminator hybrid, to be perfectly honest. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you're new here, make sure you do hit subscribe. You can stay up to date on the world of pop culture and movie news by hitting the bell notification icon. Also, if you want to support the channel further, I have merch underneath every single video, as well as Patreon down below in the description box. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching with Mr. H. Take care.